could this possibly be my new favorite beer? So to give a bit of a backstory, lads, this O'Hara's Irish Red Ale, it's what I'm going to try today. I'm on the way to Mulligan's in Poolbeg Street. Anytime I want to try something new that might be a bit of a more obscure product that probably isn't available in a load of different pubs, I get onto Gary in Mulligan's and he 9 times out of 10 says, yeah, we have it, come on down. So backstory to this O'Hara's Irish Red Ale. If you're following the channel long enough, you'll see that I've really discovered, obviously look, Guinness, it's always been about Guinness, but I've also discovered many different beers over the years that I've really kind of fallen in love with. For example, tried my first ever pint of Murphy's on this channel. Didn't fall in love with it initially. It was a bit of a slow burner, but now I absolutely love a pint of Murphy's. I love an Asahi, I love an Erdinger, and probably the biggest one, actually definitely the biggest one up until now, has been Kilkenny Cream Ale, which I tried first back in the days of COVID when I was just trying random stuff in the gaff. Tried a can of it, came to Mulligan's, tried a pint of it, and the rest was history. But now, a new contender has reared its head in the shape of O'Hara's Red Ale. A few months ago, I was doing Instagram videos going to breweries all over Ireland. I went to O'Hara's Brewery in Carlow. David, the head brewer, we were just trying a couple of different beers. I didn't even say what I wanted. He just said, we'll try a bit of this, bit of that. He slides across the table, out of a can, no less, can into a glass, this O'Hara's Red Ale. And I was like, stopped me in my tracks. I said, that is very creamy, especially out of a can. That is gorgeous. First up, O'Hara's Red Ale.
Not a trendy or fashionable style, but it's typical from here. So Carlow and Kilkenny area.
Beautiful, far more creamy than I would expect. So it's not a cream ale.
No.
That's crazy because the head is nearly as creamy as a stout. Fast forward about a month later, I'm at the Dublin Beer Festival. It's in the RDS. They have like a kind of mobile bar setup, plastic cup. I tried it there. I thought, this is really, really delicious. Like, this is different gravy. It actually looks like it would mimic a Guinness. Thanks, lads. Oh, good. I love it. So then I thought, obviously, logical next step, final boss, is to try it in a pub, and that has led us to this very moment. I am looking very much forward to it because it's unbelievable out of a can. It was absolutely unbelievable out of a plastic cup on a mobile bar. What's it going to be like out of one of Dublin's most iconic pubs? I just want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of the video, the lads over at Manscaped. Lads, there's no hiding it anymore. It is very much Christmas time, and the perfect gift to give that hairy fecker in your life is the Manscaped Performance Package 5.0 Ultra. You've got the Lawnmower 5.0. It's got the skin safe technology, greatly reduces the chances of nicking your you-know-whatses. This is still so funny vlogging in the middle of Dublin City Centre. People giving you so upstairs. You've got the Weed Whacker 2.0 that gets up the nose and the ears and the places where the sun don't shine, even though it's shining today, baby. And the extras like the crop preserver, the crop soother. Look, they do what they say on the tin, lads, even though they don't come in a tin, but look, it's Christmas. Will greatly reduce the chafage, the itching. So if you want to be an absolutely sound bastard and sort your hairy mate out, look no further than manscaped.com. Use my code PINTS20. Don't say I never gave you anything for 20% off plus free shipping. Happy Christmas, lads. Now let's see what this pint has to offer. Will it be incredible or will it be a total flop? And you only brought it in a couple of weeks ago, were you saying?
Yeah, about a month or so ago, yeah, because I like changing the ales and the lagers every now and again, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And the lads in O'Hara's are very, they like to change things up as well, so. It's one of my personal favourites as well.
Yeah, same. Because I was saying I haven't actually had it in a pub. I've had it in all other forms, but never in a pub. Yeah. Well, it's around a long time though, is it?
It is around a long time. The problem is everybody's going mad for IPAs.
Yeah.
IPAs is all people, and now stouts.
Yeah.
And red ales is a very hard one to sell. I've always had trouble. I've gone through loads of different red ales. I had Caledonian Smooth, John Smith's. I don't know how many different kinds of ales.
Sorry, you go ahead.
Yeah.
And would a red ale always be a two-part pour?
Yeah. It's a nitro. It's like the
That's why it's so creamy.
Yeah, well then you get the little dome on the top as well.
Yeah.
One way it's just flat, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Bit of a quicker settle, or would you?
Yeah, well it's probably a bit colder the line. You know?
Yeah. Thank you, Gary. Right, lads, here we go. Jesus, I came in to Mulligan. It's a Thursday afternoon at about 1:30 in the day. You're thinking, I always come into this pub thinking I'll come in, there'll be no one here, it'll be grand. You can't really see a whole lot of people in the shop, but the pub is pretty busy at 1:30 now. To note, very important to note, it is the 5th of December, so Gary behind the bar was basically saying from kind of end of November into Christmas, it's just total madness. Weekend, weekday, whatever, you just have groups of lads, groups of women, groups of everyone, whether they're on their work lunch break and it turns into a piss up or what. But it's a nice busy atmosphere in here. I have to say, this looks absolutely fantastic. Because it's not the brightest pub in the world, it actually looks a lot darker than I think it actually is. In daylight, I think you'd be able to see much more of a red kind of hue off of it. It literally looks like a pint of stout in this light. I like the glass. It's tall. It's kind of commanding. It has a real dense feel about it. You know, when you like clink two glasses together and it's like, thump. But nice creamy head. I wonder, could the head be bigger? But I don't really know much about this red ale in a pub. But anyway, I'm very excited to see this. Will this be my new favourite beer? Is this going to overtake? Because like I said, obviously Guinness is Guinness. But after that, Kilkenny is just absolutely unbelievable. But is this, maybe I should have got a pint of Kilkenny as well to put it side by side. But is this going to overtake it? We will see now. Sláinte. Wow. So, first thing I'm thinking, and it's the same as when I've tried it in other places. It's so fucking creamy. It is, like, arguably creamier than the pint of Guinness. I'm not even joking. It's so thick. It's so milky and rich. Oh my God. I could drink that in literally 2 seconds. That is literally like mother's milk, as they say. There's not a single bubble in the head. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm flabbergasted with how much I like that. This is like the final boss as to like get it in its best form. If you're a Dragon Ball Z nerd like me, in its Super Saiyan form. That was such a nerdy thing to say, but I don't care because I'm excited because I've just found possibly my new favourite beer in the whole entire world. Good God, that's good. And I don't want you lads watching this going, just this lad has a channel where all he does is drink beer and he's reacting like that to a pint. He must be like an alcoholic who's getting his fix. I genuinely I'm a big lover of, as I get a bit older, I actually drink a hell of a lot less. Excuse the noise in the background, but that's just that's pub life. Hope you can hear me all right. As I get older, I was a lunatic with drinking when I was younger. I would all night benders every weekend, 2 nights, 3 nights. Now I really love 1 or 2 pints. Pop into a pub, 1 or 2 pints, maybe before a meal, 1 or 2 pints. Then after that, I'm just like, sure, go on, maybe I have another. I'm not really pushed. Not saying I don't drink more, but you know what I mean. But so, I don't know if it's like an appreciation for that kind of 1 or 2 pints, but I am just absolutely loving that. It's like the shtick on it. The big takeaway, I think, is how creamy it is. And it's a red ale, whereas I think Kilkenny is technically a cream ale, but I'd have to argue this is creamier than Kilkenny. This is creamier, if not creamy. This is as creamy as, if not creamier than, a pint of Guinness or any creamy stout. It's absolutely unreal. Now, price point, €7.60 is pretty spenny for a pint, don't get me wrong. I think a Guinness in here is, last time I was here it was $6.20, might be going up to like $6.50. But so you're talking a good like euro more than a pint of Guinness. So like to some people that's nothing, to other people it is. So it's definitely up kind of on the more expensive end of pints. But if you're just popping in for 1 or 2, that is well worth €7.60. Now how many other pubs have it, I don't know. the reason I seem to always be in Mulligan's for these types of videos, like with the O'Hara's Stout, I did the Kilkenny video here because they just seem to have like everything on tap here in Mulligan's, and they also have like the first reason I ever came here was because they have an unbelievable pint of Guinness, but they're always the go-to if I want to try a new beer for the channel. I give Gary a shout and I say, do you have this? And he's like, yep. And he was saying when I got here that they only actually I'm gonna, because I have a big ego, I'm going to take credit for this, but I probably didn't even mean it in this way. But he basically said, I saw your video at the Dublin Beer Festival, which was probably like 2 months ago. And he said, we used to have the O'Hara's Nitro Red Ale years ago. And I saw your video, and then we got it back in a couple of weeks later. Because he said he's always trying to... Now, whether that was just by chance and he was doing it anyway, my ego was going to tell me that he did it because I said it was great. But that's probably not the reason. Let me have it. But to be fair, he said, like, we're always trying to switch it up. They've like 3 or 4 kind of points of the bar where they've got like 10, 20 taps in each place. I think it is like one of the pub in Dublin with the highest amount of different taps. Or it's definitely up there anyway. But I mean, that was a very long tangent. The point of this video is to say that is the real flippin' deal. Pure, thick, creamy head, like outrageously creamy. If the main reason you like Guinness is because of the creaminess, you will fall in love with this. I'm telling you now. Sen bloody sensational.